Hello YouTube, back once again with my Game of Thrones reviews, and here we are with the season finale, episode 10, Mother's Mercy. The idea that mercy exists in a world like Game of Thrones, that was I think the title was supposed to be a bit of a joke, but anyway, was this ever a season finale? Boy, did a lot happen in this one. Let's go through it. First, it was going up north in Stannis' group. Well, Stannis is a bit shaken for the fact he just burned his daughter at the stake, and I like how Melisandre was just like, "Oh no, don't worry, things are looking up for us," and then she like just tries to grab me. He's just like, "No, no." No, I'm done with you. I'm done with you. I'm sieging Castle Black. I am taking over the Seven Kingdoms. I am done with you after that. And you also learn that Stannis's wife has committed suicide. Once again, I just say this is coming from the woman who basically spent every minute of screen time talking about how much she hated her daughter and how she wanted to kill her. Yeah, I still don't buy it. Yeah. And yeah, so his wife has committed suicide. They learn Melisandre flees. They continue their he also learns that half his men abandoned him because, killing adorable little girls usually doesn't fly well with people. So, what you gonna do? And he marches on Castle Black, not Castle Black, sorry. He marches on Winterfell, and then there's a war scene. Basically the Boltons start attacking, and I loved when the two were fighting. I was almost like, you can always say, I don't know which side I want to win. The Boltons are terrible, but I just watched Stannis burn his daughter at stake. Personally, I was rooting for Stannis because goddamn the Boltons. They caused the Red Wedding. And I liked how there were some people that were rooting for the Boltons in that scene. The people I was watching the episode with, that made me laugh. The thought that made me laugh, that they made both so unlikable, you don't know who to root for. And, and this led to a complaint of mine. Just, basically while this is going on, Sansa, that knife she grabbed in, either an episode or two ago, she uses it to pick the lock to her room, goes to the tower to light the candle, and she then watches the battle going on from the tower and sees the two armies starting to hit each other head on. And my only thought was, God, can't we actually see the battle going on? Because so I played out like this, you see it from her perspective, so it's a faraway distance. You see the two armies clashing. It cuts ahead, and you just see Stannis, in a bloody battlefield. And my only thought was, really, Game of Thrones? You really didn't have any epic battle scenes this season, except for the White Walkers, but that was very heavy CGI. Come on, do a really gigantic battle this episode. But no, that's all you got. I found that was really disappointing. I really wanted just a giant, just completely insane battle scene, but guess not. Yeah, no, and then Stannis, he is lying next to a tree. He's been stabbed through the leg, and then Brienne shows up and says "Hey, remember Renly? I saw him die. I saw a shadow with your face kill him. Did you kill Renly with magic shit?" And then he's like, "Yeah, I did that." And he's like, "What?" She's like, "Well, I'm gonna kill you now." And I just liked how Bray was just the god, too, have I looked forward to this moment. And it's funny just seeing Brienne just being so legitimately almost happy. And, there's actually one of my favorite lines of the episode. Just right before she swings her sword, she just says, "Any last words?" And he just says, "You're doing your duty." And I love that. I love how it just shows Stannis how he does just respect that basically we are just on opposite sides of the battle, and this is what you do. It's not that. And even though if this was somewhat personal, this is also your duty. I loved how that showed what that showed about Stannis. How he is, at least even though he kills his daughter, he is always honorable when it comes to battle. So I really like that. But here's the thing, though: when she swings her sword, it cuts away because and you don't even see it from Stannis' perspective. It's all from you only see Brienne in the shot. You see her swing her sword, it cuts away. And my only thought is Stannis not dead? Is he not dead? He may not be dead, Stannis, at the moment, because if they went if the shot went 1 second longer and we had a clean sweep, I would believe it. But it's the fact that you didn't see anything that I am curious. Maybe Brienne did not kill him. Maybe she just hates. Maybe she hates the Boltons more to a certain degree because she is trying to save Sansa at the moment. So, yeah, just an interesting thought, and just because then right after that, it just cuts to Ramsay's just stabbing a guy, just Ramsay being his just usual just evil self, just almost directly hilarious. Just a guy with just like dragging himself like and then Ramsay walks up to him and he's just like, "No, I yield, I surrender," and Ramsay's like, "Well, I accept," and just stabs the guy in the back. Just like, "Oh, Ramsay, you evil bastard, you." It was nice to get one good Ramsay scene in there before the season ended, and then while that's also going on, Sansa tries to escape from Winterfell, and she runs into Miranda, that crazy sex partner of Ramsay, and Theon, and this led to probably the greatest kill of the episode. Just Miranda just holding her bow at Sanchez, just like, "Oh, I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna torture the fuck out of you, though, and then let you live." And then I love what Sansa said then, like, "Oh, I don't care. Just kill me. Like, this place sucks. Like, I'm not really. I think I'd be happier dead at this point. I've been through a lot of shit, and it's never really gone uphill for me. It's all just being kind of like a downward plummet from my perspective. I kind of just liked how you just, like, I'm just like basically said just something like, "Yeah, life sucks. It's not gonna get better." But then this led probably to the greatest kill of the episode. Miranda's about to fire an arrow. It was very obvious because Theon was there right there, but no, Theon just grabs her and just throws her off the railing, and you just see the CGI body just falling down and she's screaming and just splatter on the ground, just splatter straight up, and it's just such a, oh, Theon, that was amazing. That was just it is so darkly hilarious. It is kind of darkly hilarious, just because usually when people die in Game of Thrones, it has to be like a long epic battle or like a complete betrayal or just like the end of like a mercy kill or like not a mercy kill, just like the end of a kill, like just someone like basically just saying like, "Well, this is where I die," and then dying. And no, just the fact that Theon just grabbed this one, just threw her off the railing out of just right there, right then was just so amazing. Definitely the best kill of the episode. I was applauding when that happened. And then Theon and Sansa, and then it was actually really nice. Just Theon's like, "Well, we gotta escape now, don't we?" And then Sansa was like, "Yeah, we do." So they run up to the top of the side of Winterfell, the Winterfell castle, and then they both grab hands. And that was a nice scene, just basically seeing Sansa essentially forgive Theon to a certain degree, and they grab hands and they jump over the side. And I know a lot of people, like, I was watching people like, "Well, there's no way they could survive that." I will defend this on the grounds that Bran did survive when he was pushed out one of those towers in the first season. And then when I was said like, "Yeah, but he was just crippled after that," I was just like, "Yeah, but he landed on his back. He didn't know he was about to be pushed out a window." Like, the fact that he landed on solid ground, like, they're landing on snow, they know they're falling, they probably will be injured, but I will say there's a chance that you could survive that in this world's logic of how much of a fall you need to take to die. So I'll give that a pass. And yeah, so that's what was going up on North. Pretty cool. Then we also saw what's going on with Dany's group, which was kind of lame actually. This episode, you just saw they were in the pyramid. Dany's not there though. They don't know where she is actually. After she's flown off, she hasn't been seen since. And basically, Ser Jorah, the Dany's lover guy, I can't remember what his name is, I keep forgetting, are just like, "Okay, I guess we better head north and go find her." And I love this too. It's like, "Well, can I come too?" And they're like, "How are you going to be helpful in the slightest? Like, you can't fight. You can't track things. I don't think this is your job here. And then I loved the next line. This was just a gem of a line from Tyrion, just like, yeah, but I survived this slog. And then the Danny's like, so lover guy was just like, yeah, you know what? I respect you for that. I give you a lot of credit for surviving this slog, because yeah, the fact that Tyrion, like with his stature, did survive was pretty amazing when you do think about in this world. Just considering how many people have died, how many great warriors in this world have died. Yeah, no, and then basically just the one thing but this did get exciting at the end, because like the last you see of Marine in this episode, that's the place where I call Marine. The last you see of it is basically they're just like, okay, we're gonna put you, Tyrion, we're gonna put you in charge of this land because it's kind of going to hell, and you were the hand of the king for a while. You're good at managing cities that are going straight to hell, and yeah, that definitely makes me excited for season 2, for the next season, to see Tyrion back in like insane major with a lot of power. Because season 2, that may have been his best story arc, was when he was the hand of the king, and yeah, no, and I love when Sir Varys just showed up at the end. I just love how Tyrion's just like, I actually did kind of miss you, buddy, and he's just like, I know, Tyrion. I thought that was darkly hilarious. This does raise the question, where's Littlefinger? The last you ever saw of him really was in King's Landing. Like, what happened to him after that? I am curious to see where Littlefinger's at. Yeah, that's what's going on with Dany's group. Then we actually saw Dany, not real much really, just one last effect with the CGI effect of the dragon, then she walks over a mountain, and then a complete like army of people show up, they seem to be the Durathki from wow, has it been a while since we've seen those guys. And that was basically it. I don't know how they're gonna react to seeing Dany again. It's been a while. So all that happened, and so stuff with Marine wasn't that good. It definitely felt like that was mainly just set for season 6. So that setup, it was good. Like, I am excited to see where Marine's at starting next season. And so that happened. Then we got to Arya, and once again, I did think this was by far the dullest part of the episode. I was just like, I don't want to watch this. Arya, just like you see her, she does the whole, it's her, like, she's in the whorehouse with that guy who seems to have killed the Swordmaster guy. I forgot what the Swordmaster's name was from season 1. I do not think he's dead, though. You never saw him die. You never did. I'm pretty sure, my guess is he's still alive. I heard a fan theory that he's the faceless assassin. I highly doubt that. But I wouldn't be surprised if he's alive, though. She's just talking to the guy. So then, like, you learn, like, she took one of the faces, she takes it off, stabs the guy. Oh my god, it's almost darkly hilarious how much abuse she does him. Like, first, like, she stabs him in both eyes, like, stabs her in the chest, then, like, in the back, and then he's just like, basically, like, a ball of blood, like, and just, basically, like, on his knees, just, like, clenching in pain. And then she's just standing next to him, he's like facing this way, and she's just standing next to him like this, and she's just like, do you know who I am? I'm Arya Stark. And then just slits his throat. It was almost kind of darkly hilarious, just how over the top of a kill it was. But then we went back to her to the bomb of the assassin. She puts the face back, and then this led to a really kind of funny and kind of interesting scene. Just basically the faceless assassin guy, just like, he was not yours to kill. Like, I love that about the faceless assassin. He takes his killing seriously. You kill who you're told to kill. You don't kill on random. Then he pulls out the poison and is about to, and then Arya just crying, just thinking, well, this is the end for me, isn't it? It's been a while. I have gone just in tears, like, come on, I want to kill quite a few more people before I went out. But no, then faceless assassin guy drinks the poison, and then she starts crying, nestling over her, and then like creepy assassin girl is behind her, just like, why are you crying over him? And just like, because he was my friend. I was just just like, wow, you thought of him as your friend. I just thought you thought of him like as like your hopeful master at best. Kind of more of a strictly work relationship more than anything else. But guess Arya has not met many good people, so someone who just shows the slightest bit of kindness is worth calling a friend, I guess, to her for her. So, but then it turns out it turns out that no, he's not dead because he is nobody, and and then like a creepy assassin girl turns into the faceless assassin. It was actually interesting because I thought just that meant just like the person whoever it was holding his face, but no, it turns out that like basically the guy's face is still there, so they really are no one. Like basically the faceless assassin is not a person, he is just no one, essentially. Just kind of more of a, I don't even know, I describe kind of like an idea kind of, I don't know how you would describe it really, but I thought it was a cool effect when Arya just kept like going through all the faces, but then Arya went blind because according the faceless assassin guy said like faces are poisonous to those with names, and so Arya's gone blind. And if you've read the books or know anything about the books, you know where this is going, but it just cuts there this episode. So still, Arya's stuff was still the dullest, though. I think that was definitely the weakest part of this season. Was anytime they cut to Arya, I was like, I don't care. They should have just sped up the whole assassin training stuff, but whatever. And then finally, what was going down? Oh wait, no, not finally. There's two major things gotta talk about. The two hugest things. First, what was going down in King's Landing? Well, there was a lot of question if Lena Headey was gonna agree to do this scene, if the writers wanted to do this scene, if they were gonna get away with doing this scene, and wow, did they go all out with this scene. Cause essentially, Cersei admits her sins. She admits that she slept with her cousin, but that's it. Not Jaime yet. Not Jaime. Oh, right. I forgot to talk about what happened to Jaime. We'll talk to that right after this. Oh, wait. Why not do it right now? Because it's almost going to be darkly hilarious. So yeah, what was going on in Dorne? Basically just the group of Jaime, the king of Dorne's son, Jaime's daughter, and Bronn are all leaving. I love Bronn's last conversation with the Sand Snake, and then he's just like, oh, maybe I'll come back to visit you sometime, and she's like, oh, you don't want to stay for me? And just like, nah, I got a noble lady across the sea waiting for me. I want to be powerful and have money, not be with a crazy Sand Snake. And I just like what the Sand Snake then just said, like, well, if you ever want some crazy ass shit, go, like, just come back to find me. I'm so down to do any sort of weird thing you want. And it's just, oh god, I'm immature, aren't I? And I still thought that was a pretty hilarious scene. And then this led to a very touching scene when Jaime is just talking to his daughter, and he's about to say how do I say this? Well, just know this isn't right. And then she's just like, no, don't worry. I know, I'm a bastard incest child. And she just says, I'm glad you're my father, though. And like, I'm glad you're my father, though. And then she hugs someone, just like, wow, it's probably, and Jaime just looks shy, like, wow, this is probably the most warmest human connection I have ever had in my life. Because Jaime's never been lucky when it comes to friends and family, except maybe Tyrion and Brienne, but that's about it. Somewhat Bronn to a certain degree. But then I was kind of shocked that this happened. Jaime's daughter, her nose starts bleeding, and then you see that basically the Oberyn's mistress has poisoned her. And my only thought is, well, good job, mistress woman. You may have just caused war, and you're probably gonna die now. Yeah, no, I'm surprised how casually she walked off. Like, I honestly thought for a moment that this was like a suicide kill right here, like that she would just poison herself and her daughter at the same time, and Jaime's daughter at the same time. But because I was just like, you do realize you now have the hugest X on your back for the King of Dorne. Yeah, so my only thought really was like, I honestly did think for a moment it was going to, like, she would just be like, I don't care anymore. I'm gonna kill myself and I'm gonna bring Jamie's daughters down with me. But no. She drinks the antidote. Oberyn's mistress and her and the Sand Snakes walk away. And my only thought, like, should he be running full speed ahead, like. The moment news gets strikes of this, you will have an X on your back for this one. I mean, the king of Davos just probably isn't. No, not Davos. Sorry, what am I saying? The king of Dorne just probably isn't very happy about this one. So, yeah, I thought that was kind of weird. So, but like I said, going back to what was going down in King's Landing. So, oh my god, so basically Lena Headey admits to sleeping with her decides to confess. She admits to sleeping with her cousin, but not Jamie, and not a few other of her sins, and so then Jonathan Pryce, the High Sparrow, is just like, okay, you can go back to your Red Keep, but to get there you're gonna have to do something, and oh god. My hat goes off to you, Lena Headey, for agreeing to do this one, because Okay, what happens is, for those who don't know what happened in this episode, basically, they strip her naked and march her through the streets of King's Landing as the civilian just throw garbage and shit at her, and they did not hold back in this scene, let me say that. They went all out. I mean, for a moment, because, like, at first you just saw, like, Cersei, like, naked as she was, like, they were, like, washing her body and cutting her hair. And my only thought was, like, oh, okay, like, my only thought was, like, okay, and my only thought was, like, wow, are they gonna go there? But then, like, you saw her outside, like, the building, and the prison building, and Jonathan Pryce was standing there, and Cersei and Lena Headey was wearing a robe. I was like, okay, I guess they couldn't go that far. But then, no, they take off her robe, march her through the streets, they did not hold back with shooting, I'll say that. And this scene, it may have gone a solid, like, more than 5 minutes, this scene, and my only thought was, Lena Headey, you are amazing for doing this, because, like, basically all the other big name actresses on this show have basically said, I am done with nudity, you can't make me do this anymore. The fact that Lena Headey agreed to go so freaking out, she went bigger, went home. I guess that was her motto of the day, because she did not hold back, and it is just an amazing and wonderful performance from Lena Headey as she just marches through this street, first just trying to keep as much of a straight face as possible, and you just see her slowly get more and more broken as it goes on, and then you just see her start crying, and then, like, when she gets to the Red Keep, she bursts into tears. And it is almost sad to watch, because Cersei, I mean, she's queen bitch, but, like, just seeing something that's so horrible and made Cersei actually burst into tears is pretty amazing. So, Lena Headey, you're amazing. You are amazing. That's all I have to say to you, Lena Headey. My hat goes off to you. So, yeah, that was what's going down in King's Landing, and, wow. Oh, and you also learned the mountain's been revived, and I was like, I don't care after that. See, my favorite thing, though, is then he does, like, pick up Cersei, like, basically, like, she looks like a rag doll, and my only thought was just, like, I'm pretty sure that is just the actor's strength, that is just the actor of the mountain's strength, doing that, so, that was, oh boy, was that a dark scene, and I'm kind of shocked they went as far as they went. Once again, though, Lena Headey, A+ performance from her, just amazing. It just okay, yeah, I should stop talking about this scene now. I think I've said enough about it. And then finally, what would be the finale if we didn't see what was going back down in the wall, and back up north with the wall, and Oh boy. Well, at first there was this there was a nice scene between Jon and Sam. How Sam's just like, send me to go train to be a maester. That's all I can possibly be good for at this point. Like, I should learn how to strategize. I should learn if there's any other way we can fight the White Walkers. I need to learn this stuff. I need to go train to be a maester. And then Jon just been like, Sam, you're my only friend here. I need you, Sam. Who else will I have to trust? And then Sam's just like, I know, Jon, but let's face it. If I stay here, Gilly's gonna die. Her child's gonna die, and the last thing I'm gonna see is her facing me as she dies. And then Sam said such a heartbreaking line, like dying knowing that I failed her, and I would rather face the White Walkers than see that. And I was just like, oh, Sam. But then they did break up the tension with just like a nice scene, just Jon's like, you want to be allowed to be with a woman, and then they're like, well, it's not like these guys stopped me, and Jon's like, Sam, did you and Gilly? And then he's just like, Yes, I did. God, those two's friendship is always such a heartwarming moments on this show. And you definitely needed a heartwarming moment for an episode like this, because then Sam and Gilly and younger Sam leave, and then while that's going on, it is almost unbelievable. And then, when we went back to Castle Black, we saw it was almost heartbreaking, because like you saw Sir Davos, like gotta love Sir Davos. He is there just basically like arguing for Jon for some men and for some supplies, and you just knew that Sir Davos, he honestly didn't think he was there to get men, and he wasn't just there so Stannis' daughter could be burned at the stake without him intervening in any way, and it was kind of heartbreaking seeing Sir Davos still being so loyal to Stannis, just thinking like there was no double meaning to being sent away to the Wall. But then Melisandre shows up, and then he's just like, where's Stannis' wife and daughter? Where are they? You crazy magic bitch, you. And she's like, they're dead. I was almost half expecting for Sir Davos to pause or just stab her straight through the chest. I was honestly wondering if they were going to do that, but no, that doesn't happen. And it was so sad seeing Sir Davos so heartbroken. God, I love Sir Davos. It's always so sad to see him miserable. He is just one of the nicest guys on the show. And then, though, how did this episode end? Well, that be the talk of tomorrow. So what happens is basically, even though I thought this was really goddamn obvious what was about to happen, and not just because I knew what happens in the book, I even just said to myself, like, okay, I know what's about to happen right now, just by its setup. Just basically, Jon just sitting there, and then his steward, that little boy shows up, and just like, Jon, someone said, one of the White Walkers is here saying they found your uncle, and he's like, really? Like, are you sure? And just like, yeah, come out. And then he goes outside, and there's the guy that Jon never really liked. Him and Jon never got along, but Jon still made head ranger, and he's just like, yeah, he's right there. Jon walks to it, and then it just said, there's just a big sign that just says traitor. Then he turns around, and all the men of the Night's Watch just start stabbing him, saying for the Watch. And you just see Jon just falling more and more every time he gets stabbed. And then it was so hard. It's just such a heartbreaking scene when Jon, even though he kind of knows he's screwed at this point, when the little kid comes out, he's just like, please, not you. I trusted you. And then just the kid with tears in his eye just says, for the Watch, and just stabs Jon straight through. And just then Jon falls down. The last shot of the episode of the season is Jon just staring up as he bleeds out on the ground. But here's the thing. I'm pretty sure Jon Snow's not dead. Because, well, one, who would they have to cut back to at the Wall at this point? There's no Jon Snow or Sam or Gilly. Like, there's no one left. more central characters than if they're all gone. But not only that, though, not only that, George R. R. Martin has gone on record saying, when people were asking him about the end of the fifth book when Jon Snow was stabbed, like how did you feel about killing Jon Snow? And then Martin, which is like, whoever said Jon Snow was dead, and because so my guess is probably, since Melisandre was there, she's going to use her super revival powers from that weird religion thing to bring him back, get him back in fighting shape. And, yeah, that's what I'm guessing is going to happen to him. Yeah, because I would be shocked if he was dead. I highly doubt it. I am convinced the reason George R. R. Martin wants to finish the sixth book now so much, The Winds of Winter, before the sixth season of the show, is he wants to write down, show first what happens to Jon Snow after this stabbing. So, yeah, but I could say, still, that was one hell of a finale. What a great way. But the stuff at the wall and the stuff in King's Landing and were unbelievable, pretty unbelievable. But yeah, so all I can say was that was a great way to go out this season. But probably one of the better of the season finales from Game of Thrones. Yeah. So yeah, but like I said, I'm pretty sure Jon Snow's not dead. Yeah, but great way to close the season. Definitely got me excited. I loved how like a lot of the characters were kind of like fates were left vague, and it does make it feel like this is a season finale. Like you're gonna wonder like where are they gonna pick up with these characters next season. But yeah, so yeah, YouTube as always, please subscribe. I'll make a season 5 as an entirety review in a few days. But yeah, please subscribe, and I will see you next time. Okay, bye.